we're going to talk to Josh, who is an atheist, pronouns he, him, from Georgia. Josh, it sounds like you want to steel man the biblical God. What is your argument here?
Absolutely. With such a wonderful previous call, this is the best opportunity to take the steel man for how God is just. Let's see what happens, shall we?
All right, go for it.
Fantastic. Well, there are 5 really short verses within the Bible, ranging from the Old to New Testament. And obviously, the book says a thing. You can feed me that fallacy, but just give me it for the side of this argument. Is that okay? Can we put that groundwork there?
Well, let's just say we are critiquing the character of the character of God. So yeah, go ahead.
Marvelous. Okay, so if we look towards Romans first, so 9, 14, 15, it says, "What then shall we say? Is God unjust? Not at all. For he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion." So obviously, this is stating the justice and God's emphasization of his own sovereign right to show mercy and compassion, which obviously it is a book says a thing and a alleged deity says the thing. And, this is one of the classics that a lot of the more
Well, could I respond to that one straight away? Because that's also person with power says, I'll do what the hell I like and you can't stop me. That's mob boss talk.
That is what some would say. I agree totally.
And that's not justice. That's just wielding power. So anyway, that's my response to that. Anything else?
Ben, do you have anything else on that one?
No, I agree with Jamie. Yeah, I think even if you steelman this position, it all still ends up pretty terrible.
Hold on. I'm just trying to make it better. Okay, another real
Okay.
Psalm 103:6. The Lord works righteousness and justice for all the oppressed. You see, he's obviously, in the book we're stating that, the Lord's marvelous righteousness and justice is handing out to everyone, right? To everybody,
not the Amalekites. He had them murdered.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Or we'll pass out the obvious caveats so long as you fit the correct, we'll call it demographics, or so long as you are not gay, lesbian, transgendered. We'll just pass those along, yes. But, he says so right here in Psalm that, his works of righteousness, justice, he does it for all the oppressed all the time.
No,
I would say there's plenty of counterpoint in arguments elsewhere in the Bible, and that we'd be cherry picking from the story.
Oh no! Hold on. Okay, just give me one more. Deuteronomy. We'll hit it with the Old Testament. He is the rock. His works. This is Deuteronomy 32:4 for those of you who want to study. He is the rock. His works are perfect, and all his ways are just. A faithful God who does no wrong, upright and just as he. See. It's emphasizing, his perfection and his own justice. See that, I feel like that's
like we're going to be able to come back on this. I would like to ask, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful. Why do you wish to? Are you wanting to try and steelman these arguments to highlight that they aren't that defensible, or like what are you hoping to get from the call overall?
Well, so from Ben's history, he will know this very well, is, I grew up in a highly Southern Baptist uprising, and I used to actually tour the country singing and that kind of thing. So, and this is the types of arguments that you'll hear even within the inner circles. Say, if you gather a traditional Baptist, American Baptist, and Southern Baptist, these are the verses that are leaned upon and treated as evidence to go out and preach to the nations. So that's where displaying this type of argumentation is sort of displaying the type of logic. See, the last call is an example of this type of strange circular logic. And then they start branching off into, well, who exactly was he protecting? Who exactly is this justice for? And that needs to be displayed, because those are the scarier questions that we experience today of those after effects.
Yeah, no, it's definitely problematic, a lot of these arguments, and they do end up being very circular. Thanks for calling in and kind of showcasing some of these. Anything else about this from either of you?
Well, from a biblical view, I could tell you the second caller who was stating that he didn't really believe the Bible was the Word of God. In the Old and New Testament, it is unequivocal. Yes, we know in reality the Bible is not authoritative nor univocal, but it is unequivocal in what it says itself, because everybody knows typically 2 Timothy 3:16, all scripture is God-breathed and it's useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in his righteousness. But a lot of people don't know about the original, which was Jeremiah. Within the book of Jeremiah in the Old Testament, Jeremiah 1:9 to be precise, then the Lord reached out his hand and touched my mouth and said to me, I have put my words in your mouth. And so that's where, I would come back against the idea that, well, it's probably written by somebody else. No, throughout the Bible in multiple verses, it clearly states that this is the Word of God. Now, one debate point for 2 Timothy 3:16 is the original Greek of the New Testament.
Yeah. As much as I want to get into the original Greek, we got a few other callers on the line, so maybe this would have to be a separate call. But I appreciate the time calling in today.
Thanks, sir.
No problem. Love you guys. Love the show.
All right. Have a good Sunday.